Welcome traders to another Invictus Traders weekly recap video. My name is Robert Sutu and I'm the content creator of this. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today. Today is Saturday, June 17th. I'm going to attempt to kind of recap things that took place this past week and also kind of project my opinion of things to come moving forward. With that said, I want to go ahead and do a little legal jargon. Futures trading is very risky. Derivative trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Please do not gamble away any money that you cannot afford to lose. Do not gamble your retirement, and just plainly don't gamble. But with that said, let's go ahead and kind of dig into the events that took over Friday. Friday was kind of a weird day. We balanced out a lot of excess. One of the biggest caveats from Friday is that in the overnight trading session, right before the market opened, the market made a new high at 44.9375. That high was weak because it was made in the overnight session, but in doing so, it left a magnet open on the high of day. A period opened, tried to push price higher, and unfortunately was able to only take it one tick below that high. Wasn't able to repair that high or make a new high. As we take a look at this market profile, I want to kind of point out the fact that we've made that high again in the overnight session. That area is a whole entire high area is poor and weak. A period during the open wasn't able to retake that high, and we only stopped one tick above it. We have a good value area established between 44.8225 and 44.6425. Buyers, unfortunately, weren't able to take price back into value, so they kind of closed below value right here. But with doing so, again, the sellers weren't strong either. They weren't able to take price below previous day's value area, and literally got stopped out. So with that said, I'll be keeping my eye out for this area next week to go ahead and bring in more volume above 44.50. 44.40 is what the area I'm looking at right now for kind of support for the buyers, resistance for the sellers. So this is the very crucial area moving forward. We're pretty extended out, but again, buyers were able to hold the price above here, and sellers just weren't able to take price a little lower. All right, guys, as we take a top-down analysis, we're going to start with the 6-month, and we're going to work our way down to the 30-minute chart. Right now, the 6-month volume profile, again, buyers are pushing forward. They keep trucking along. We have a pretty well-established value area right now. Value area high is at 42.7725. Value area low, 40.3775, and the point of control right at 41.8325. This value area hasn't shifted up with price at all. It's just kind of been staying steady, kind of solidified itself in this area. So this is a pretty big red flag to me right now that this trend may be coming to an end. As price moves higher, I was anticipating the value areas to move with price. But as of right now, for the last week or so, this area has stayed steady, and the value area seems to be set in stone right now for now. One little other nuance I want to point out to you guys is as price is moving higher, we have lower volume taking place, as you can tell. Buyers are just not able to bring in volume. This is moving up on lower volume, and every time that we move higher and make a new high, we seem to be bringing less and less volume in. Not very strong buying pressure there, but again, this is going up on low volume. Some key areas of interest moving forward is going to be 44.9350, the high that we just recently made. 45.4382, there's a low volume node right there that would possibly be resistance. And then the biggest caveat and the biggest area that I'm looking at is 45.90 to 46.21. This whole entire area up there is where I'm anticipating sellers to move in. If we don't see sellers moving over there, then we have to entertain the the idea that this is going to be moving higher, and possibly the 48.0525 point of control on a 6-month chart could be the magnet on price. Again, I'm not saying that price is going to go up that high, but again, we're taking it one stage and one level at a time, and we're just going to be vigilant for any possibility. But as of right now, I'm keeping my eye on these low volume nodes that prices keep going higher on low volume. I'm keeping my eye on a value area high and a value area low sitting in place, and this large 41.8325 point of control area. We brought in a lot of volume over here, and I'm anticipating this at some point in time is going to be acting as a magnet on price, pulling price back. In addition to that, we also have the composite profile. It's kind of created a pretty decent low volume node over here. So this area, again, could possibly be magnet on price and resistance moving forward. But again, as of right now, bulls are in solid control. Respect the bulls, respect the trend. Whenever we start rolling over, I'll be looking for an aggressive move lower. But as of right now, everything's to the bull side. All right, guys, as we take a look at the monthly volume profile, one thing I kind of want to point out again to you guys is the 45.91 point of control. This area, I believe, is the magnet on price as of right now. We keep inching closer and closer to this area. So 45.91. But again, right now, low volume notes can move in price higher. We hit 44.93.75. Next area that I'm looking at of strong resistance for the buyers is going to be 45.16. We kind of have this shelf area right there, kind of a big volume node that's kind of sticking out right there like a thumb. And that's going to be an interesting area to see how price behaves and the momentum continues once buyers reach that area. I'm going to be looking for strong momentum to break that. But in doing so, I anticipate this next week to kind of be a balanced week where we bring more volume in so we could take out these higher levels. Again, on the monthly profile, we have lower volume, pushing price higher. We haven't really spent a lot of time bringing in volume in these areas, and we just keep grinding higher on low volume. 433.50 point of control. And then another little nuance again, the value area low for the monthly chart at 422.50 appears to be hugging the period low. That right there is indicative to me of weak area and a magnet on price. I'm anticipating that could possibly pull price lower. So I'm keeping my eye on that particular low volume node. We have a point of control at 41.81.25 and 40.67. 40.67 especially is my area that I'm looking at. Once this magnet above gets turned off, I'll be looking for sellers to take charge and aggressively move this price back to 40.67. 40.67 also happens to be the composite profile. I believe I have a 300-day composite profile on here. And in doing so, ultimately, I'll be looking at 3,800 as the target. But again, none of this has happened yet. We're going to respect the bulls. Until the 45.91 or higher prices gets hit, we're going to anticipate that this is just going to continue higher. All right, guys, as we take a look at the weekly volume profile, again, we tagged the 44.05.25 point of control. That was the area I was looking at. Sellers, unfortunately, did not move in. So that right there is not the magnet on price. In fact, what has happened, we have brought in more volume above this point of control at 44.05.25. We made a new high, 44.93.75, and Friday's action closed below the value area high at 44.67.75. So that to me indicates to me the possibility of a balance area for next week. Buyers were not able to hold price above that value area high, and right now we're kind of in between this area. So I'll be looking for volume to just kind of bring in, and we're going to get stagnant in this area. Excuse my terrible drawing there. But with that said, this low volume node around 44.50 area is going to be an area of resistance for the sellers moving forward, and an area of support. If that 44 area breaks, I'll be looking for 44.14.25 point of control to act as resistance for the sellers and support for the buyers, and a 44.05.25 area as well. Key areas of interest, lower prices. If sellers do by any chance and by miracle take hold of this, we're going to have the 43.13.50 point of control, 42.34.50 point of control, and then a 40.19.25. Again, these are all areas of interest moving forward if sellers do take control, but as of right now, I'll be looking for 44.05 to 44.14 as the area where buyers will definitely move in aggressively, and 44.40 as the short-term area of resistance and support for the buyers. If 44.40 holds, then we anticipate prices moving higher, but if it doesn't, then look for prices moving lower. All right, guys, as we take a look at the weekly chart, the candlestick chart, I want to highlight the new all-time high that's been adjusted. So we got an all-time high at 49.28.56, and we have an all-time low at 36.15 area. Those are areas of my extremes. Right now, what I see on this chart, just looking at this chart, nothing special. I see a bear flag forming. So we had a big push down, and now we're just kind of bear flagging over here is what I see. I'm taking each level one step at a time. So until the sellers move in, I'm respecting the trend. Unfortunately, we'll see how high this takes us. I hope that we're able to find sellers pretty soon, because the whole entire bull run that we have right now is built on a very weak foundation. We keep leaving weak references behind, and those eventually have to be repaired. So as of right now, I'm seeing a bear flag forming. All right, we have a very strong weekly bullish engulfing candle. We left some very weak references behind this liquidity zone right here and this liquidity zone. We tagged the previous liquidity zone that we were in right there, and that area just kind of, buyers dug themselves in there. So next key area of resistance that's pretty strong that I'm looking at is going to be 45.02 and 45.75. I'll be looking for sellers to move in here. Again, that point of control magnet is 45.91. That's definitely a key area of interest. But as we move forward, any one of these levels could definitely be a catastrophic event for the buyers, where it gives the opportunity for sellers to move in aggressively. On a weekly chart, the 21 EMA has crossed above the 50 EMA right here, and the 200 EMA keeps trending up. So again, buyers are in solid control. We're going to take it one level at a time. As we take a look at the daily, I want to point out that the monthly VWAP has pushed above that liquidity zone. Monthly VWAP is just keeps trending up higher with price. We currently hit the 44.55 area of resistance support area right here. So buyers were able to kind of hold price above that particular area. Next small liquidity zone, and I have trouble zooming in, but we are right there, 45.20 area. We have a small liquidity zone that I believe is the next target on price. 45.01. Very strong resistance, and that is the previous monthly VWAP right there. We're going to tag that eventually, since we left that poor high on the market profile. And then as we keep moving forward, we're going to take it one level at a time. 45.91 and 46.20 is my key area of interest where I can see sellers moving in. Again, if we go above that, then I have to anticipate prices are going to move higher, targeting 47.61. 8-hour chart is similar. Depicts the EMA is kind of punching through the 43.22 area. That was a key area of resistance that I was looking at. Again, the 21 EMA, 50 EMA, and now the 200 EMA is kind of continuing with price, moving prices higher. And when we broke out this 2-month balance, that area would be a key area of interest when sellers do take control. But again, right now, I'll be looking for some sort of balance area in a 44.50 area. And again, the 21 EMA at 4,400 is a key area of resistance support as well. All right, guys, this 4-hour chart continues to be kind of my battle blueprint, my sandbox for planning out this operation. We have a megaphone pattern that was respected pretty well. I had to adjust it for the contract rollover. Again, we have the waves, the 6th wave. We broke out of here at the 6th wave and on the top of this megaphone pattern, and price is continuing higher now. 44.06, which was the 100% one standard deviation from the breakout leg, has been reached. The 44.07 area resistance kind of held for the sellers, support for the buyers. 21 EMA has broken through that area, so this whole entire area now between 44.07 to the 44.80 area is where I could possibly see a balance area develop. Again, 138.2 to 150 Fibonacci extension at 44.80, 45.02 has been met with some strong selling, as you can see by these tail wicks. We have some very strong selling. Sellers dug into that area. Buyers are not able to push price above that. So that tells me that right now we're either going to pull back to balance out this excess, or we're going to go ahead and trade sideways for a little bit to develop more volume in this area and build it up for a continuation higher. Again, as of right now, I'm looking for the second standard deviation, 200% at 45.98 as the likely magnet on price once we break above the 45.02 area. When sellers do take control and we see the possibility of this moving lower, I will be looking for this megaphone ascending top channel line to be key resistance. And then again, the stop levels again over here around the 41.71, 41.42 area are going to be very crucial for the sellers. Once sellers do take control, I would like to see aggressive selling, targeting this 2-month balance we're in and breaking this 41.42, 41.71 area with some very strong momentum. But again, that's not possible until sellers are taking control, and clearly there's a magnet on price. Buyers are not done. So moving forward for next week, I'm going to be looking for a balance area, possibly building some volume in this area right here. We have the 2-hour chart over here overlapped with a volume profile and candlestick. It kind of helps me visualize and see the price action a little bit better in regards to the events that took place over the last week. So again, we are able to find sellers at 41.9375. Sellers hit the bid once. Again, we formed a higher high in overnight period, which is weak in my opinion, and buyers were not able to take it higher. They had the VWAP, the value area high at 44.6775. Buyers were not able to hold price above in this area and closed Friday below value area high. So that's a little bearish. But again, we have a low volume node over here around the 44.40 area. That's going to provide some resistance and support. Resistance for the sellers, support for the buyers. If the 44.40 area breaks, I'll be looking for the pointer control at 44.1425. And then possibly, if this area doesn't hold, this large volume node over here doesn't hold, and the pointer control at 44.0525 doesn't hold, that prominent pointer control, then we're going to target the opposite end of value at 43.8025. If that area fails, then period low for this week, and then prominent pointer control at 43.1850. But again, we're going to take it stage by stage, level by level, and we're going to allow the opportunity for the market generator information to develop and give us the clues that we need to move forward. We're not just going to jump into a trade. So again, biggest caveat that I'm looking at right now, 44.40 area into the next week. I'll be looking for volume to be brought into this area, kind of develop this area, and then if buyers hold this area, then we're going to move higher. If buyers are not able to hold that area and break the pointer control, then we're going to move lower. I got the 30-minute chart broken up into like kind of 3 parts, so just bear with me as we migrate through this. Again, same thing that I've kind of reiterated over this past review is that high was made in overnight. It's weak. Price pulled back to the 44.53 area, was able to tag those I period single prints from Thursday. And unfortunately, sellers didn't have the momentum, weren't able to continue with the momentum, and they found resistance at the 50 EMA, pushing price back above 44.53. Again, this is going to be a key area that I'm looking at between 44.20 to 44.93. I'll be looking for buyers, just kind of develop and bring some volume in this area and just kind of range it out as we move forward next week. As we take a look at the Bollinger Band on a 30-minute, we see similar information that we saw in the previous 2 charts. But one caveat I want to point out is this overextension that was created during the FOMC news. We have some very big swings here on the Bollinger Band, 43.62 area being the lower end of that distribution, and then 45.10, 45.20 being the upper end of this balance area. Traditionally, I'll be looking for the 50% line to be targeted around 44.40, which just so happens to be it right now. So let's kind of take a look together and see where that's at. Bear with me as I go ahead and punch it. So I like to take off the bottom Bollinger Band, top 50% line puts us at 44.35. Kind of corresponds with what I'm looking at. So again, I'll be looking for buyers to move in aggressively up this area, and the 200 EMA to provide strong resistance to the sellers and strong support for the buyers. Balancing it out in this area between 45.13 to 44.35 is going to be an acceptable area for price action for next week. All right, guys, in conclusion, I like to go ahead and kind of move back to the 4-hour chart. This has kind of been my roadmap. This is what I use to literally look at the whole entire bigger picture, and it's helped me kind of develop a good battle plan for potential trades and possible direction. But in conclusion, I want to go ahead and just emphasize again, the 45.98 area, I believe it's a strong magnet on price. 45.91 point of control, strong magnet on price. And the momentum just keeps continuing. Although the momentum has been built up on low volume, as highlighted in the 6-month volume profile, the bulls are still in solid control. I don't know how high they could take it. The market, could behave irrational for longer than I could be solvent. So I'm just taking this into this action one step at a time, one level at a time. Again, 44.07 to 45.02 area, that could be a balance area next week. I'll be looking to take some shorts and some longs in this area. I'm going to treat next week as a possible range week, the whole entire week. And I'm just going to keep my target small and not get married to a position. With that said, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you found this video helpful, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button. Help me out with the algorithmic jargon that the YouTube has. I'm not a great YouTuber, but I like to build this channel up to something that could be helpful for everybody. In addition, there's a link to the free Discord group. There's a lot of wonderful traders in that group that I host. So feel free to go ahead and click on that and join. But again, if you found this information valuable, if you liked it, please subscribe, hit a comment below, ask any questions you like, and I'll do my best to reply. With that said, guys, stay strong. Definitely be patient moving forward next week. It's been a very challenging environment for the last 2-3 months. So with that said, just keep yourself safe and moving forward. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck.